All right, so let's see if we can do number 29 out of 1.3, which has this function in here. So they give us initially t is 300 plus 200c. What are they talking about? Yeah, so this thing is tuition, right, as a function of credits. So I really personally wish they would write of c here, and I wish they would pick a different variable than c. Why do I wish they would pick a different variable than c?
Speed of light.
Yeah, one, it's a constant in physics, and two, it looks an awful lot like a parenthesis. Cool? So, handwriting-wise, pick a different variable. They gave us this, so we'll roll with it, but whatever. All right, they want me to calculate the tuition cost for 8 credits. So, is that an input or an output for the function t? Input, cool, so I want to push this thing through. So I take 8 and put it where? Where the c is. And so if I'm going to label that, I'm going to call that t of 8, right? So do the rule t to the number 8. You're going to get 300 plus 200 times 8, which will give us something like 1600 plus 300 will be 1900 what?
Dollars.
Okay.
Dolores.
Yeah, please note California community colleges are freaking cheap.
Yeah.
Right? What's the per unit cost here?
45.
Yeah.
Yeah, 46 bucks here, and these guys are paying 200 bucks a unit plus a $300 registration fee.
It's garbage.
Yeah, that's super expensive. So please note, when politicians say things like, we'd like to give everyone free community college, what they really mean is we'd like to make it cost as little as it does in California. All right, B says, how many credits were taken if the tuition was 1,700? So is that an input or an output? Good, that's the output, right? So I'm setting T of C equal to 1,700 and solving. So what do you get? 7, perfect. What are the units on that? Is that $7? Good, that's 7 credits. Or units or whatever. Oh yeah, and it's a word problem. So really I should probably answer these with words, right? Okay, so if I'm going to answer that, how much does 8 units cost? What am I going to say there?
8 units would cost 1900.
Yeah, so 8 units or credits or whatever costs $1,900 for part A. For this one, I'm going to say, yeah, 7 credits were taken, maybe. Right, to make that a full sentence. Okay, what's C ask? C asks, make a oh god.
Yeah.
Make a table showing the unit costs, right? Okay, so this one actually sounds like, oh god, but isn't so bad. So I need C and what?
You need to see the tuition and the cost.
Credits, total cost total, and cost per credit.
Okay, so I need C, T associated to that C, and this guy is supposed to be cost per unit, cost per credit, which they get by taking T of C and dividing by C. Okay, see that? Please note here, what doesn't cancel?
The C's.
The C's, right? Grouping things first, right? So this guy comes first in order of operations. Then you get to divide, right? Multiply. So you got to do the T rule first. So 1 through 12, what's 1 unit cost? 1 credit. Good. Taking 1 unit costs 500. Right? The unit itself costs 200, and the $300 registration fee means that for 1 unit, your cost per unit is, what's T of C divided by C? 500 divided by divided by 1 is 500, right? Okay, what's 2 credits cost? 700, right? That's your tuition for 2 units. So what's your per unit cost? 350. You guys with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 credits costs
900.
900, which is going to give me a per unit cost of 300. You guys can see this table, right? Okay, so I'm going to skip a few. Or should we pick this back up? We were supposed to go to 12, right? Okay, let's pick it up at 12. So how much does 12 units cost tuition-wise? 2,700. And what's the tuition divided by the number of units?
225.
Like, yeah, 220 something? 225? Oh yeah, $200 a unit is really super standard.
It's about 6,000 a semester
Oh yeah, if you're not paying for
for
anything else.
university.
Yeah, before books and board and
Over 6,000,
Housing and-
and they're gonna bump it up now.
yeah,
The UC system.
it depends on the school, but yeah, this
Oh,
is
it's on,
not outrageous at all. Like, you guys really, like, community college in California is freaking awesome. It's super cheap. What do I think happened between 300 and 225 there? Yeah, I think that's probably gradually tapering down. You guys see why?
Because what the number that you're dividing by is growing.
Good, the number I'm dividing by is growing, but the number on the top is growing too.
Well, it's because it's a bigger proportion, right? Does it have to do with the proportion?
Yeah, kind of. So what's going on there, right, is I'm taking this thing, right, and I'm dividing by C. There's my registration cost, right, that's fixed. I'm going to keep dividing that by bigger and bigger numbers, right? And I'm going to add that to $200 a unit, right? So in the end, like if I took 1 billion units, what would the per unit cost be?
$5.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No, it'd be a
200.
Yeah, it's going to approach one value, and that value is going to be
Close.
200. See that? Because a unit costs $200. Like that's what this slope means, right? This slope says $200 per unit. So I'm never going to get below that, right? But I can get pretty darn close. You guys see that? Yeah, there's probably a limit, right? Like here, I think they make you petition at like ask nice if you're going to take more than what, 20 units in a semester? 16 maybe? Yeah, someplace there's a like you have to ask nicely, and then past about 30, they just won't believe that you're going to do it, right? It's like you can't get those classes even scheduled, right? So yeah, there's some kind of limit. It depends on what school you're at. The most I ever took was something like 27, but that was stupid.
Really?
You have to drop this.
No, I mean, one, it was counted a little differently than units here. Classes here are a little different. But it's like you take a couple of classes that you've already done all the work for over the summer or something, and then you can just turn papers in over the semester. That's what you have to do when they don't have summer classes, right? You just like do the work and then turn it in. Cool? Check. What's part D? Which of these values of C has the smallest cost per credit? Good, that'd be 12. So 12 credits is the lowest cost per credit. All right, what's part E ask?
What does 3 units represent?
Oh, I already kind of teased these. Yeah, so E is what does the 300 mean?
It's a fixed cost.
Yeah, 300 is some kind of fixed cost. 300 might wrap for what? Registration or something?
Registration.
some places have a like student health fee that you have to pay.
Last year,
Yeah.
it's like 29.
Oh, you guys pay a student health fee? Okay. So there's some other kind of fee stuff that might go in there.
What does that mean?
And F is what's the 200 mean? So
The price per unit.
yeah, 200, i.e. the slope, right, is the price per unit. Cool. Questions, things? Claims on any of this?